What up, everyone? So, I apologize for the lack of videos lately. I've had a little bit of health issues. I've been in and out of the doctor's office and the hospital lately. A lot of health and personal stuff going on, so that's why there haven't been a lot of videos lately. And there probably won't be for the next couple days or so. Videos will probably be pretty scarce at best. So, pardon me in advance for not posting as many videos, but I'm only doing what I can. But I wanted to make sure I got this last box because this is the last one of January and it showed up not too long ago. And I didn't want to wait too long, but I wanted to give it some time to get the values right. And this is going to be the unboxing and review of the Gamer M for Mature block from Nerd Block. And this was Arcade block. They split it into two, the E for Everyone block and the Gamer M for Mature block. So I wanted to get both and make sure I checked them both out. Now, the boxes of February actually have not started coming yet. This is the last box of January. It's so weird. It's so off. Even though the boxes of February, it's like the 22nd, I think, today when I'm recording this. And yeah, 22nd, and the boxes of February still haven't started coming up. So it's like they come way too late. Anyway, enough talk. Let's get into this box and see what we got. I actually wasn't super pleased with the E for Everyone box, but we'll see about this one. This may just end up being one of the boxes I cancel, but we'll see. Alright, first off, shirt, no surprise. And I'm guessing from Shirt Punch. Yes, it is. Alright, so we got a nice dinosaur head. That's cool, I like the design. Okay. I think from this design, you can see right there, I think that's Lara Croft. I think that's from Tomb Raider, I think. I'm not totally sure. It looks like her, and this is the Gamer block. And I'm pretty sure that had, like, similar stuff in there. I'm not 100% on that, but I think that's what it's from. I like it, though. Nice white shirt, not a crazy color. It's got a cool design on it. I think they should have gone with a color for the shirt to make it a little more interesting, but I'm fine with that. I just like it. I don't like it when they're, like, crazy bright colors for shirts because it just looks weird. I like the subtle tones, but I really like the design. That's really cool. Hopefully it fits well too. But yeah, I like that. Cool stuff. All right, next. Looks like we got a Vault Boy bobblehead from Fallout. So we've gotten one of these before. I don't think it was from Nerd Block, though. I may be wrong. I thought it was from Loot Crate. We've definitely gotten one before, but yeah, I think it might have been Loot Crate. I could be wrong. Maybe it was Nerd Block. It was a long time ago. It was like a year ago or something like that. And it looks like there are different versions of it in this one. So it looks like there's 6 versions on the back. Let's take a... Where'd my knife go? Let's take a look inside and see which version we got. I think I ended up giving away the first one I got to someone that watched the channel. So we got the machine gun one. I don't see this one on the back. So this one's got a nice, like, machine gun. What is it called? There's a specific name for it. I can't think of it. That's not on the back, so I'm guessing the exclusive ones weren't on there. I'm not sure if everyone got the same one or not. I'll have to double check the card, but it's really nice in quality. The sculpt on it's good. The paint job on it's like pretty nice. Nice opaque color. Like everything on there is really good in quality. So not bad at all. Definitely nice figure. And yeah, he is a bubbly. Okay, so that's cool. I like that. Decent quality. All right. See what else we got here. Looks like next we got the pin. The Lone Wanderer, it says. So we got a little cardboard box. And I'm actually not sure what that's from either. That's either... I know that was from South Park, but I doubt that's what it is. Maybe Metal Gear? Could be. Something like that. Possibly. We'll have to check the card, but I think that may be what it's from. And next, we got a mini key projector light. And this is from Sniper Elite. So we've gotten a lot of these in boxes before too, and basically it's just a little light you put on your keychain, and they call it a projector light because it projects a symbol. It looks like this one, the image is just like a little sniper scope. It's got the little crosshairs right there, so that's what that looks like. Usually it's a symbol, like we've gotten a lot of Batman ones in the past where it's just like the bat signal. So that's what that is, a little projector light. Next, Event Zero. So I'm guessing that's a game code. You know, I do kind of like that they put in this nice little box, though. I don't know why. It makes no difference, but it just kind of gives it a nice touch versus just a card thrown in there. Like a small little thing that just makes it look a lot nicer. So it seems like I've seen a little video of this. I'm not totally sure what it's about. I know you're on a spaceship. It's not an action-adventure. It's like kind of like a puzzle game where, from what I understand, you're on a spaceship and you're trying to get out of it or get back to Earth, something like that. And that's the concept. I've heard good things about the game, and you know, maybe I'll have time to check it out, but this is why I was saying I might cancel this box, because I'm not a fan. I don't mind games, so I said that in the Gamer E for Everyone box that I wasn't happy that they put a game code in, and it wasn't that. I wasn't disappointed about putting a game code in. I was disappointed that it took up so much value, because these can get quite expensive, and then it took up a lot of value in the box of what we didn't get other stuff for. So I'm fine with them putting game codes in, because I'm sure lots of people use them, and if I get time, yeah, I'll play them too. That's totally cool. But I just don't like it taking up a lot of the value, because if you don't have time for it, and you don't end up using it, then technically it's worthless. And if you try to sell it online, there's no way you're going to get what the actual price is for it. And there's always discounts on Steam game codes, so they end up being really cheap anyway. So I just didn't like it taking up the value. Games are fine, but I want it to be an extra thing, just an extra add-on. And it seems like this is the case too. It's counted as an item, and it does take up the value. That's the part I'm not that much of a fan of. Alright, we got our little pamphlet. And it looks like our last item is one of their art prints, Revenge of Shinobi. It actually comes with a certificate of authenticity on the back, which is weird. That's interesting. So yeah, look, we got a certificate that's actually, it's not actually a certificate because it's printed on the back. The print itself is a certificate of authenticity, which is kind of redundant. And it's really damaged, too. All the corners are bent up. So, I'm guessing the reason they're putting a certificate of authenticity is to try and give it more value. But the ironic part about it is it wouldn't give it any more value. One, because it's actually not a separate certificate. It's literally printed on the back, so the art print itself is the certificate of authenticity. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is, I don't think anyone was ever doubting the authenticity of these prints. That's not the problem. The problem is there's no limited number to them. They're not signed or anything like that. That's what gives it the value. It wasn't the authenticity. It's not like we thought they were fake or anything. It's just that if there's no limited run, they can print this endlessly. It still makes it worthless. You can put a certificate of authenticity on anything you want. I can go take a shit right now, and then I can print out a certificate of authenticity and give it to you. And it's like, that's great. We were never doubting that that was a fake piece of shit. It's always been authentic. We can smell it. It makes no difference. It doesn't do any good. It doesn't give that piece of shit value. It's still a piece of shit at the end of the day. Not that I'm saying that's what this is, but I'm saying it doesn't really help the print at all. It doesn't give it any more value or anything like that. So I see what they were going for. I guess it's appreciated effort, but I don't know. It's just weird. It doesn't help it at all. Anyway, enough of that. And then we got, of course, our little coupon. So that was all the items in the box, so we'll take a short little break. We'll come back, talk about some value, and give this box a rating. See you soon. Alright, we're back. Let's talk about this box. First, the shirt. I was right, it was from Tomb Raider, and I really like it. It's really cool. It's an original design as far as I know. A lot of times, like, these boxes will either have crossover shirts, which are super lame, or they'll have a shirt where it's just, like, just the title, or just, like, one character, which is fine, nothing wrong with that, but it's just not that interesting. There's nothing special about it. So I like this because it had a really cool design on it, and the quality's, like, decent. You always have the option of fitted or not fitted, so that's cool, so I always get fitted. And the material is like pretty good and everything like that. And I really like the design. So as far as the score on the shirt, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think they did a really good job. So I like the shirt a lot. But as always, it'll get the standard $12 to $15 value. Then, our bobblehead. So this wasn't exclusive because it didn't say so in there. But the weird thing was there were different options of what you could get. They just weren't the ones on the back. So there were these options in here. So you got one random one of that from what I could tell. But I'm not sure why they have different ones printed on the back. They didn't really explain that super well. But either way, as always, when you get variety on something, the value always kind of depends on which one you got. Some are obviously more popular than others. Obviously, if you get the one where he just has his arms folded, that's pretty plain, so that's not that special. But if you got one like me with the machine gun or the giant needle, those are more popular. On average, just trying to average it out, they went from like 15 to 20. Some of the more popular ones went for a little bit more than that, but just kind of averaging all the prices together, I'm going to give it a $15 to $20 value. So that's what that'll be valued at. Then, our little light, our little projector light, $3 to $5. These are super cheap. Honestly, you see stuff like this at like dollar stores and stuff like that. Not that specific brand or game or anything, but very similar products, so not that special. $3 to $5. Then our little pin. We get $3 to $5, or sorry, $6 to $7, or $5 to $6. Oh my lord, $5 to $6 on the value. I can't read my own writing. $5 to $6 on there. So that's pretty average for pins. They're always like 5 to 6, 6 to 7, but this one's 5 to 6. It was Metal Gear Solid. It's a cool pin, but at the end of the day, it's of a cardboard box, so it's not that special, but it's still cool. I'm starting to like pins more and more, so that's really nice. Then, our game code, Event Zero. So it seems to be a pretty legit game. Not my personal style, but it would be interesting. And it's just this funny concept of I wouldn't say I'm against game codes. It's just kind of weird when it's Steam game codes because it's specifically for PC gamers. And that's kind of under the assumption that people do play that. I know a lot of people do. There are tons and tons of PC gamers out there. I'm just not one of them. And I know a lot of people aren't either. And it's not that we don't do it, but some people actually can't. A lot of my friends that I know don't have like desktop computers because in this day and age you really don't need one unless you're doing like video editing or some kind of software or use Photoshop or have a desk job. There's really no need for it. If you work at an office and you have an office computer, there's not much use to have one at home because everything's done on your phone. These phones are so powerful now that you can put everything on there. Mine's like 130 gigs of space, so there's not a ton of use for it. And the people I know that do have them don't have very much processing power because it's very basic needs. So a lot of times just to store stuff. So if you're one of those people, then these codes are totally useless to you. And that's what kind of sucks about it. That it's just not for everyone. And you know, it'd be one thing if they just gave you Steam money and they said, hey, just go play whatever you want on there. You pick the game. Then it might be a little bit different. But they decide the game for you. And the concept of it is much like a coupon. Like when they put the $10 off Shirt Punch coupon in there, and they would value it at $10, and it's like, well, technically yes, but it only has value if you're going to buy something from Shirt Punch. It's only $10 off. It doesn't actually have any value to it. And it's the same with the game code. It only has value to you if, one, you play the game, and two, you actually like the game. Because if you don't like it, then it's not worth the money. And if you don't use it, it's worthless. It's literally just a piece of cardboard. So that's where I have a hard time giving value to it. And again, it would be one thing if it was like Loot Crate where they give incentives. Whenever you get the pin in Loot Crate, they have extra incentives on there. It's just an extra thing. It doesn't take up any value. It's not valued in my value of the box. So it's fine. I'm fine with that. And often they do give game codes, and it's just an extra incentive. If it was like that, and it was just like attached to the pin or something, I would have no problem with it. It's not getting in anyone's way. But now it's in the box, it's taking up space, it's taking up value, and it's hard to give value to it. So that's why I'm not against it in any way. I know this is a gamer box. I love games myself. I play them on my phone. I play them on the console. It's just that it's just a weird concept to me, and it's hard to value it. That being said, the value of this on Steam is $20, which is very expensive. And as I stated previously, there's always discounts on Steam. They always have like summer sales or like bundle packages where you get a bunch of games, and they always throw them in there. So I'm going to go based on what they're selling for, and that's about $6 or $7. So that's the only value I'm going to give it to, because I don't think it's fair to give it the full $20 value, because I don't think anyone, or at least not most people, are paying that full value amount. And I'm only going to give the 6 to 7 because that's what people are actually paying for it. And if you tried to sell it, that's probably what you would get for it. So 6 to 7 value on that. Sorry, that was a very long rant. So there's that. And our last item, our art print. So this one's going to get a $3 to $5 value. Like I said before with the whole certificate of authenticity, like I said with my poop analogy, it's just like, okay, like you've authenticated this piece of paper, but it's still just a piece of paper at the end of the day. There's nothing really special about it. I can go look this picture up online, because I'm pretty sure this is one of the game covers, look it up online, get some cardstock, and print it out myself, and it would cost like $1. or literally just take this piece of paper and go copy it. Would anyone really care? If someone wanted to buy this, would they really care if there was a certificate on the back? And if they really did, then I would just copy it again and double print it. It's like, for the millionth time I've said this, without any limited run on there, it just has no value. It's still a cool picture. If you want to put it on your wall and decorate your wall, cool, perfect. But there's just no value to it. So that's only going to get a $3 to $5 value. Now, our total value on the low end is 44, on the high end is 58. So pretty average as far as the boxes go. I don't think a lot of people got this box though, so because if you had Arcade Block, you were automatically switched to the Gamer E block. If you wanted this one, you had to personally go in and either change it over or order this one separately. So I don't think a ton of people got this one. Now, if I'm assuming, I think it's safe to assume that the Nerd Block company values their game at $20. I think that's the value they'd give it. If that were the case, it'd be closer to like $60, $70, but I don't think anyone values it at that, and I don't think they should either. But with the normal resale value of it, it still gets the average resale average price of about $50, and that's always pretty common with the Nerd Block company. Pay 30, get 50. So decent value, not super great, but not horrible either. And you know, you got a decent mix of stuff, but I don't think I'm going to keep this one around, and honestly, it's probably because of the game codes. If we got both, one in each one of the first box, I think it's safe to assume that we're probably going to get one in every box continuing past that, with a rare occasion without them. And that's probably because it's so incredibly cheap for Nerd Block to get those game codes, because it doesn't cost them anything. They're not printing, I mean, they print the boxes, but there's no actual tangible material, so it's very easy to do. Once these games are made by Steam, the money's already spent, so people can just play it endlessly, and they can give out codes left and right, and it doesn't cost them any more money. So I imagine they get these incredibly cheap, and that's why they want to put them in the boxes. But I'm not a fan of it taking up space and value. I would much rather get literally any other item besides that. I'm sure it's a great game and all, but just not my thing. So that's probably why I'll probably end up canceling both. I think I've already gotten charged for next month, so I may have to put in another month. But you know, you never know. Maybe it was just the first month. If it is, then I'd be interested to see where this goes. And I was kind of assuming the Gamer M block would be modern games and the Gamer E block would be classic games. And it kind of was, it's just not definitive. I can still kind of see it being that a little bit, M being more modern and E being more classic. Obviously it's not going to be split in half definitively, but it still kind of seems like that is the direction they may go. And if that's the case, I would still stick with the E block anyway, because I like more classic games and more classic game styles. But maybe we'll check this out one more month and then get a better idea of it. But based on everything I said, I'm going to give this a 5.5 out of 10. And this is really hard to give a value to because it kind of depends on you guys personally. And we'll talk about it in the comments to see what you guys think. But yeah, it kind of depends. Like, do you play Steam game codes? Are you a PC gamer? Do you have time to play like 2 new ones every month and kind of get into it? Like, it's a lot of personal preferences, so it's hard for me to value it because like I've said a million times, it's not based on me. These values and scores are not my opinion. It's based on what I think you guys would want and like and what you say in the comments. So for now, 5.5. But we'll talk about it in the comments and hopefully revisit this in the monthly review. So this is the last box of January, so hopefully I'll have some time for the monthly review and we'll talk about more stuff then. In the meantime, this has been the unboxing and review of Gamer M for Mature by Nerd Block. 5.5 on the box, 8 out of 10 on the shirt. Let me know what you think in the comments and we'll talk about it. Thank you for watching. Love you all. Peace.